Hello, everyone. Tonight I'm here with Ryan Freeburger, once again, winner of our Legacy Local.
Back to back.
How's it feel?
It's pretty good. It's been 3 and 5 weeks, back to back. So, it makes me pretty solid. Feels pretty solid on the deck choice I'm continuing to play with and continuing to innovate with. So, yeah, pretty good.
You feel kind of dialed in on the archetype now?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've made some decisions that I'm quite confident on, that there's a lot of debate on in the mono white initiative community, because there's a lot of players playing the deck right now, because it is, if not the best deck, even the second best deck. So a lot of people are on multiple opinions on it. I think I've firmly said what mine are. I think I've firmly determined what mine are, and the testing is proving well. So.
That's great to hear. What do you think your best matchups are?
So my best matchup is, I think our best matchups are basically just decks that aren't prepared for the deck. The deck's raw power makes it so that if you don't have a plan for initiative, you're probably just going to lose, because the deck is just so consistent, so powerful, it's just going to steamroll those decks. So, like like Delver, for instance, Delver is an extremely powerful deck, and Delver on its own can certainly beat initiative. But an unprepared Delver deck with no sideboard plan, none of the pro white creatures, no true name nemesis. If they're doing the snuff out plan, none of that. If they're coming in unprepared for initiative, they're at a real disadvantage compared to Delver player who is, a painter player who is, a control player who is. But on the other hand, if they're coming in without having tested against initiative, without knowing what their plan is, they're at a real disadvantage. So my honest answer is any deck that doesn't come with a plan.
Do you think that because the initiative demands such respect out of the sideboard and with planning for it in an event, that it's a deck that will get a ban or that should get a ban?
It is certainly a format warping effect. The question then stands as to whether or not it is format warping in a negative way. My personal opinion is probably yes. I think it is probably doing a little bit too much to the format. You're seeing the prevalence of mono protection from white cards that never ever would have been in the format before. Unchained Berserker, Blood Knight are becoming cards that you are legitimately seeing as very reasonable picks in sideboards. And when we're at that point, you're probably trying to think. Have to look at that and just go, is this healthy? The mono white decks right now, mine included, are playing Walking Ballista in the main deck, because they need answers to that. We need answers to opposing Empty Shrine Kanukis and Archons of Absolution, because that's what the meta has devolved into, where you have to have a white plan. So the fact that it's warping it that much is probably a bad thing. At the same time, though, Delver has been warping the format for quite some time, and you had to have a plan for Delver for quite some time. But at the same time, that plan normally works against other decks as well, whereas your white plan basically just works against white. So it's going to be really interesting to see what WotC ends up doing. If you look at the metagame numbers, they're right in line for strong tier 1, but maybe not immediately bannable. But at the same time, it's not very fun to play against. I can say that from experience, and I can say that as I play it. So I would not be surprised if they make action on that purely off that fact.
Well, at the end of the day, if you don't want to play against it, you might as well play it. And it's worked out well for you so far. So hopefully I can keep interviewing you as you continue to kind of innovate with this list and dominate the locals.
Happy to be here.